What's going on, guys? I am SimpleSimon. I'm your comic book noob. Welcome to the NOOB Rebirth, the comic show that's hosted by a guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. With me as always is my homeboy Mark. Say hi, Mark. Hi, Mark! Guess what I finally did, mate?
What did you do?
I finally read Hush.
Finally! So, you're gonna give us a review?
We're gonna talk about it. Let's do this. I enjoyed it. Alright. I don't know if it was the best Batman story I've read, but it was still good. Like a lot of it.
Well, obviously that's a matter of opinion, yeah. Like everything else in life.
The story was intriguing. Obviously, I was able to read through quite a bit of it quite quickly as well, so it wasn't like slow. So there was a lot of firsts in this book.
Didn't I say that?
For me, anyway, because being a newbie.
For everyone.
Yeah. So it was the first time I'd read anything where characters like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn were actually villains.
Now you understand why people have an issue with Harley Quinn sometimes. You know, her being, you know, coined a hero or anything like that, because she's a criminal, man. She's murdered people, yeah. So that's why a lot of people have problems with that characteristic.
It was also the first time I'd read a Batman story where Tim Drake was Robin.
Ah, okay.
And just seeing him as Robin was quite cool.
Yeah, you liked him as Robin?
Yeah. But the main thing was, it was the first time I'd read a story where the interior was drawn by Jim Lee.
Yeah. See, by some of his best work, mate.
It's he's can draw a butt. I'll tell you that.
That's all he's interested in. Not about the twist, the villain, nothing.
I'm all about
it's all about the butt.
I'm all about the butts.
Not even like about the kiss, the Catwoman kiss.
Yeah, so I've got many
another first.
I've got many questions, right? So no, that's not definitely my first, but I was just like, at the time when this came out, which was, what was the year of this?
2006,
okay, 2006, 2005. So
something like that, maybe 2004.
Before that, was there not a Batman Catwoman relationship?
Not per se, no.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really? In comic book, because even in like the TVs, like the 66 TV series, they had a bit of a.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this was the first story where it really introduced that relationship?
As far as I can remember, yes.
Let us know in the comments if he's wrong.
Yes, because I could just put a big fail.
I feel like that relationship has to be older than this, because I didn't realise how...
No, they've had history.
Yes.
But they've never really gone into a relationship.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They've had history, of course, they've kissed. They probably haven't kissed before, as in that intensity, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was like first kiss. And he makes it out like it's a first kiss. He gives it a spread, yeah?
So would you say Hush would be a key issue with a first kiss? Because if it is, I need it.
Fucking oath it's it. Oops, sorry. Bloody oath. Oh, another one, sorry. Yeah, that's you can draw a butt. But you can also draw a Batman. I mean, look how cool look at that visage of Batman.
One of the things my mate Stu was saying about Jim Lee's Batman is, he goes, the thing he loves about it is that you can always see the treading in his boots.
Yeah, I love that, yeah. I love that as well. The detail, that little detail he does.
Now obviously this was a mixed artist, like Jim Lee wouldn't have done these bits, right? All the little flashback bits,
I would imagine he did, yes.
Really? Everything?
Everything.
It's very, very good. Was the idea of Hush when it came out, is the whole thing that it's a mystery of who Hush is, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of your customers spoiled it for me.
Ah, really?
Well, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, I think it was Zachman who watches. He, in one of our previous videos where you talked about me not reading Hush, he commented on the video and all he wrote was Thomas Elliot. And I had to reply to his comment. I didn't know who Thomas Elliot was, so I had to Google it. So as soon as I read the name Thomas Elliot in here, I was like, that's Hush, isn't it? However, I must say, as the story kept going, it kept throwing me off. I was like, wait a sec, is Two-Face Hush? And I was like, well, wait a sec, is Jason Todd Hush? And
then, the Jason Todd, that's why we have to get you to read it first.
Okay.
Because that appearance of
Jason Todd.
Of Clayface, as Jason Todd, but it was Clayface, was amazing. Yeah, it was just such, threw you off, 100%.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And even the Riddler, you think the Riddler at one point.
Okay, we'll get to the Riddler next, but like, with the Jason Todd thing, right? And him being Clayface, I feel like DC used that a lot.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like that is the
Now they do.
I feel like that is a big like exit strategy. Or,
now they do.
Cover up.
Yeah, now they do. But that was a good thing for the Jeff Lowe, because we've got to talk about the writer as well. He used that as a plot point. He used it was very and to throw you off, of course, because you got this guy Thomas Elliot. We've never really heard of who Thomas Elliot is. But he was the complete opposite of Batman, of Bruce Wayne, I suppose. Yeah, where instead of being in an accidental parents killing, he killed his parents, sort of thing. Through sabotage. It was just his character, and people who read crime, they would know that this character's probably this guy's probably the bad guy. So he's a bad guy.
It's like a Scooby-Doo.
Correct.
So we're right at the start, you're like, who's this guy? He's new, he must be.
Correct. But so he had to throw you off, and it was a great piece of story. And what I also love about this book, that it was inside canon. It was inside, Batman issues. So that's what I loved about it. It was all part of canon. And, Batman Superman fight was awesome. And
I found that quite odd that Superman got possessed sort of thing by Ivy.
Why?
Well, because I was like, I thought Superman was better than that.
No, man. He's got weird weaknesses. Yeah, we know he's got kryptonite. Right, that's it. I suppose
So good.
But also, he's got magic. Magic is his Achilles heel as well. So I suppose Poison Ivy's sort of powers are a little bit magic, I suppose. And that's one of his weaknesses. Like him and Shazam, when they do go at it, they go pretty much more toe to toe than anyone, because Shazam's like the world's mightiest mortal. Well, that's what he's coined. But because of his magic properties, he has Superman's number sometimes. It wasn't out of this world for me compared to, say, Heroes in Crisis, where Harley Quinn outsmarts Batman. You know what I mean? So that was more viable for me. That's why this book is so good, because you can tell Jeff Lowe knew his character and knew his characters. If you've got the power to possess people, why wouldn't you possess Superman? To me, it's the best Batman arc. Opinion-based. Because it's a part of a larger arc too, but it's part of a larger story.
Yes.
With the Batman lore. It references death in the family, it references a lot of stuff,
What I was going to say, I was going to wait, but now that you bring it up, how you always say that that's one of your go-tos for someone who's a noob.
100%.
But I totally agree with that, because for me, reading it, there's so many characters from the universe that are in it, and as every character gets introduced into the story, Batman tells you their backstory. And that was awesome. So I definitely agree. If I had to recommend a Batman story to someone, this is a great one to start because of that.
It's got everything a Batman book should have. Crime, horror, superheroing.
Sexy butts.
Sexy butts. You can't go wrong with a Batman story. Seriously. The art is awesome, and I think it's his best work since X-Men back in the day in the 90s. And it was just great.
So what I was going to ask about the Riddler is, I did get a little bit confused in that Riddler bit where he's talking to Riddler, and he's explaining how Riddler created Hush or something.
Yeah, so
can you explain that?
They try to throw you off a little bit.
Yeah, because I was confused when I was reading that. I was like, hang on, what? I didn't quite.
So the animated movie is quite different.
Yeah, so I heard. So on the way here, I was listening to Comic Historian, and he's doing a review of this whole book. But then he also does a rant about the animated movie, and he basically he goes, okay, there's going to be spoilers, and then he just has a fit and says,
of all the villains you could have replaced Thomas Elliot with, you went with Riddler. Why?
It's just absolutely ridiculous. Why would they change the outcome? Again, Warner Brothers.
Is it? I think it's probably because, though, if you've read the comic, you know who Hush is.
It doesn't matter. It's supposed to be an adaptation. Did they change the animated movie for Dark Knight Returns? Did they change the Year One animated movie? No. In the movie, they replace. First of all, the first thing they did was replace Killer Croc with Bane. Right, which, it makes sense, of course, but Killer Croc was straight off the bat. The movie, the Poison Ivy thing in the movie was well done, exactly like the book, you know. And Superman Batman thing was pretty good. They did that really well. The Catwoman and Batman, or Bruce and Selena relationship, they went a little bit further with the movie, like they went deeper into it, which was okay. It didn't hurt the story, but the ultimate goal of the movie, of the book, they missed the point in the show, in the movie. I was so looking forward to it. My much loved Hush, you know, being made into an animated movie finally, and they absolutely stuffed it up.
I don't know if I love the ending as well. Like,
it wasn't. It says, even though it says the end, it was never the end, because Hush was still around.
Yes, that's true.
Right.
Hush showed up in Detective Comics recently.
That's right. But Hush. But this is pre 52, and this is pre Rebirth, right? And so Hush was around.
This was nearly 20 years ago now.
I know. So Hush has been around after that. Like, there was a time when they did like a sequel to this. It was awesome, you know. Like, Hush goes after Catwoman. There's this book called Heart of Hush. It was all detective books, and basically he kidnaps Catwoman and pulls out her heart and sends it to Bruce, and Selina's being run on machines to keep her alive. It was so good. It was like full out of a horror. Like a horror book. There was never much of him in Rebirth or New 52, which was a shame. But because I thought he was one of Batman's greatest, I wouldn't say villain, I'd say more adversary. I put him on par with, I can't remember his name, but in New 52, Snyder created the Court of Owls, and that Court of Owls.
Talon.
Yeah, but Talon, but his brother, like he was coined to be like his brother, Long Lost brother, and I find him as great protagonist for Bruce and Batman. They just haven't been used enough, because, you know, you got the flashy. Everyone loves the Joker and the Riddler, all the flashy villains. But these villains, for me, are much more intellectual, much more challenge Bruce a lot more, because they know who he is. And that's me, and I love reading that. Whereas, you know, the Joker is like is flashy, and everyone likes flashy.
In timeline of when this came out back in, what was it, 2002, 3?
Yeah, whatever.
What came after this?
Well, the big main one after this would have to be Under the Red Hood, 100%. So Under the Red Hood is next.
Sounds like a challenge.
It is, mate. It's a challenge, and I've been holding on to this book for a while.
Here's a copy that you prepared earlier.
A copy I prepared earlier. I've been holding on to this book for like easy 6 months. Easy.
I tried to buy it one day. He said, "What? You haven't read Hush? No, you're not allowed to buy this. You have to buy this first."
I did do that, and now how do you feel about that?
I'm glad you did it, mate.
You see.
So I guess you know what we need to do. I think we need to do like maybe 10 books, like 10 important books in comic book history. And once I've read those 10 to 15, let's say. Because you know,
well, you gotta figure. Well,
just stop being a noob.
Hang on. We went down this road, all right, once before, and my first thing was Watchmen, and you said I ain't reading Watchmen. I've already tried. I'm not doing it again.
No. What are you talking about? I've read Watchmen.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
This book was too intellectual for a simple Simon like me. So,
I'm sorry, he has read Watchmen. So this is your next book, right? So he's already read Watchmen, so now he's done Hush, and now he's gone Under the Red Hood. And then after that, then I'll think of something else.
And let us know in the comments if there's any stories, comic book stories that I need to read to graduate from noobism.
Yeah, correct. Noobism.
Is it a word?
Yeah, it's an ism. No worries.
Alright guys, that's all we got.
Happy birthday to you!
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to the noobism man! Happy birthday, Simon! Happy birthday to you!
And thank you for the Mark got me a nice little Justice League t-shirt, which is good because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put on a lot of weight and don't fit any of my t-shirts anymore.
You're so negative, man!
I know,
You're
but
so
it's good.
negative.
Thank you very much.
Negative Nancy.
No need to leave a birthday comment though, because by the time this comes out, it won't be my birthday.
Doesn't even still today is your birthday!
No.
We're filming it on your birthday!
You know what I normally do, right? On my birthday, I hide away from the world. I don't want to see anyone. I just want to hide. I don't want to hear about it. But I decide to spend the day with you, mate.
Yeah! Happy birthday! I'm glad you did, buddy.
If you guys are new to the channel, a nice birthday present would be if you hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Mark, say bye. Bye, Mark! Oh, leaps out. Keep it simple, guys. There, you're fine. Bye, Mark! Yeah, that's perfect.
Is that alright? Is that the energy level you want?
That's perfect. That is the energy level I want.
It was just very disappointing. That's it. We're gonna do a Snyder cut. Hashtag redo Hush.
Watchmen was.
But did you read it in one sitting?
No, it took me like
that's
32 sittings.
That's how you're supposed to read it. No, I'm serious. That's how you're supposed to read it.
I cannot believe.
Because you got to take it.
I know people can do it, but it felt like a lifetime reading that.
But you got to take it in. You got to read it, take it in.
I'm pretty sure the Grey Man told me he reads Watchmen in one sitting. I'm like,
but how many times has he read it?
probably like 30.
Yeah. So if you put an ism at the end of anything, it's a word. How's that? Does that work?
That works for me.
It works for me too.